channel does not promote or promotion any illegal activities. All content provided by this channel is meant only for educational purpose only.
Hoshi in your shoe. Judah sitting alongside of Ayo Ben Yehu. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm good, my brother. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I can't complain. You know how it is. As a servant in Babylon, man, what is complaining gonna do?
Nothing.
Ain't gonna do nothing.
Ain't gonna do nothing.
Ain't gonna do nothing.
Make things worse.
That's solid. We talked about that the other day. You know what I'm saying?
If they normally don't listen, if they do listen, just make things worse.
Oh man, especially with this right here. Oh yeah, you know,
the weapon. That is the weapon.
All they intend for us to do is work and be quiet and keep your head down. You know what I'm saying? That's it. So this sounds good though, man. The Most High has blessed us to come to another week. I saw a marvelous new moon yesterday, man. I went out there looking for it, man, and I seen it right above my house. I said, "Oh, we have headed into a new month." We're headed into exactly, man. The Most High is good. And for everybody that is here with us, we would like to say welcome. Please, don't forget to hit that like button. Everybody that comment, me and Ayo, we try our best to get back with you, let you know that you are being heard. Email address is truthbetoldflexpodcast@gmail. Please hit us up in the email. You got anything that you feel like that we should talk about? Today is Throw It Around Thursday. I ain't gonna even lie to you, brother. I took full advantage of this week too, man.
You got it, man. You got to, man.
I took full advantage of the week, man.
It's almost, after every show, my coach, he used to tell me, after we win, you celebrate for one day, and then the day after that, you
go right back to work. Exactly. And that's exactly what it is doing this show.
I'm telling you, Thursday we had a show Friday, we kind of chilled, but we still looking at stuff. But then you on the weekend going into the early next week, you starting really.
We be on it, man. We be on it. Yup. So for people who don't know, myself and the brother, we be working hard. Safa will be joining us back. I don't have a definite date on when, but he will be joining us back. We're just gonna keep that brother in our prayers. But say, man, we here, man. The hurricane done came.
Yes, hurricane has came. I talked to a couple people on Facebook earlier, but then I was able to speak with Lorvins. Him and his family was able to evacuate earlier during the week. So he is marked safe, and seems like everyone that I've spoken with, their power went out or it came back on, but the ones that wasn't directly in the path, but like on the outskirts, they got that wind, they got the rain. Apparently everybody is good, so all praises for that. Like I said, I spoke to Lorvins earlier, and he was able to evacuate. Him and his wife and family was able to get out, and they're safe. So now, from what I do understand, Hurricane Ian did downgrade, but now as it's coming towards the Carolina coast, it is upgraded, and it's supposedly going to get stronger. So over here now,
how is that possible? Because it don't seem like it got enough water, and it's certainly not hot enough right now. To give it that energy. This is the kind of stuff, that make me question, what they call, and so they so much want to blame this also on global warming too. Man, they be, man, that dadgum, Jimmy Kimmel was talking about somebody, a politician who don't believe in, of course, a right winger that don't believe in global warming, and he was just making him sound like he's stupid. Like, can't you see that this is the evidence? Well, I do have a book that I'm gonna share with you. I'm gonna share with you the title of the book. in the event that you want to buy it or not. But I do have a book because I've always said to myself that if the temperatures are rising, and this is just how I be thinking. I said, if the temperatures are rising and it's hotter now than it ever have been, I said, it's still something that they're doing. I said, it's not happening because of no dadgum, just natural global warming and carbon, and you know what I'm saying? And sure enough, in my book, it was explaining that the chemtrails that you and I be talking about, some of the chemtrails that they be shooting is like a reflection. It's almost like a mirror, right? You know how you would take a magnifying glass and you burn ants and stuff like that?
And leaves,
exactly right. So some of the chemtrails that they be spraying is almost like a reflection, which the reflection comes back down and it does make it warmer than what it's supposed to be. But at the same time, there is this tool that they have that is called HARP. And we know HARP is real. I mean, they tell you about HARP. They don't even try to keep HARP as a secret.
No, not anymore. Not anymore. They most definitely talk about how they have the satellites and that they can the satellites over the clouds and the chemtrails that do something to make the moisture hold in the clouds and not rain, or they do something to the clouds and make the water. You know,
they have various ways of making it rain.
Got all kinds.
I can't really say that they could cause a hurricane. I don't know. But what I do know that they could do is that they can drive it. And what I mean by drive it is that they can steer it one way or the other. That they can do. That I know that they could do. You know, I can't necessarily say they could cause earthquakes. They can do that. They can cause tornadoes. We seen them do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I wouldn't put it past them that they can cause hurricanes as well. But what I do know is that they can intensify them because they be shooting aerosol cans in them. I don't know if you're familiar with that or not. They shoot aerosol cans in them and they be intensifying them, and they also know how to steer them. But to all of the families that are in Florida, that's to Israel and to the Gentiles, man. You know, I know a lot of Hebrews will probably beat me up for something like that. But look, man, I'm a man. I got a heart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't want to see nobody, right? I don't want to see nobody going through anything like that. I'm on what they call the third coast of Texas in Houston, and I'm only 20-some miles from the seawall, man.
Ooh.
And
so you live
all day long. Yeah. All day long, I've been saying to myself, man, this could be us right now today.
Right.
You know, this could be us right now today. So my heart is going out to everybody that is in Florida. My heart is going out to those that are in the Carolinas as well, in the direction in which Ian is moving. And please, if there's someone here that is listening to this that's in those parts, be very skeptical of FEMA. Be very skeptical of the Red Cross as well, because they're nothing more than agents for the government. You think they coming to help, but they are not coming to help by no means. So
they just want to know where you at.
That's exactly what they want to do. That's exactly what they want to do.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro.
It's been a crazy week, man.
Man, it's been a crazy week. Like you were speaking, just, you know, everybody, you know, Jews and Gentiles alike, be safe down in Florida, over here in the Carolinas. As far as the Hurricane Ian is concerned, it's been a lot of information, especially about the hurricane, you know, different events going through the week. You know, you got, you know, we on this show each week we touch on and speak a lot about Russia and what's going on with them. And you know, Monday or Tuesday was one pipeline. They were trying to figure out what happened. If the Russia saying it's USA sabotage, and the USA saying that Russia did it themselves. Now you got another pipeline, oil line that's ruptured. Apparently, that's ruptured, exploded. So, you know, along with that, and just, you know, I mean, you know, you, like you were just saying, you got families. You know, we have a heart. We got families that's in the wake of this hurricane, and you know, you turn on TV, just click a little bit, and every channel is politicizing it. It's all about politics.
That's what it is.
It's what it is, man. And it's like they don't, the word talks about waxing cold. The love of many will wax cold, and it's like everything is such politics now. And what organization is going to get there first, and what's the response time? And literally, like my wife just said, literally every channel. I mean,
it's not just every channel. This every channel all day
long. That's all I've been seeing all day today.
I was watching the news. There is no way in Houston, and what I'm saying is by no means insensitive. You dig what I'm saying? But this is a city of 3.5, maybe 4 million people. I don't know, but it's a big city. I think it's the third largest in the country. I could be wrong about that. So I'm watching the news, man, and they keep showing me a map of Florida. We know what's happening in Florida. We can't do anything about. I know that there is something going on here, but what they do is just, and they do that because what you were saying, man, is they politicizing it. They want you to feel like this group of people is not doing enough, or this group of people is doing more than what they could, what they should be doing, or and they want it, and they just tugging. Like we say all the time on this show, bro. Fear sells.
Fear sells.
Fear sells. I listen to how they run the meteorologists here. The meteorologists run the weather, man. It gets so crazy. I have to listen to 3 different news stations to get something real because one news station run it, that gun storm will be way out here and they running it. But we gonna keep an eye on it because we can't rule out the possibility that it's gonna come here. Then I look at another one, it's telling you that it's going like over here, but this news station still telling you that we gotta be careful here, and you know what I'm saying? And they don't say, and I remember at Harvey, I wasn't here doing Harvey, but I know people that was here. This is what they said. They kept saying that Harvey was not going to hit Houston all the way up to the last minute.
Last minute.
And then boom.
Boom. Out of nowhere. Caught everybody off guard, man.
Caught everybody off guard. And I told my wife, I say, look here, baby. I say, I ain't from Houston, Texas. I say, I wasn't here for no Hurricane Alicia. I wasn't here for no Hurricane Rita. I wasn't here for none of them hurricanes. I said, when that meteorologist said her, I said, I am in my car. I said, I'm already 45 north. I said, by the time Kane come out, I'm in Oak Cliff, Texas, baby. You understand?
You ain't got to tell me twice.
I say, man, I'm not going to play with that wind and water. Whatever's in this house that I can't fit in that car, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying?
I can get another one.
I'm chalking it up as a loss. You dig what I'm saying?
That's
I'm gonna chalk it up as a loss.
Yeah, that's the mentality we all should have, man. I know we have valuables in our homes, but when it comes to these storms, and you gotta be able to trust in the Most High, and when you hear go, when you sense go. Man, you can get more studio equipment, more speakers, more ring lights, more couches, and so you can get another one of those.
What you can't get
is another family. You know what I'm saying? When you can, I mean, with the Most High help, but in practical sense, what we're saying is get your family to safer and higher.
Family about it up, man. That's real talk, bro.
Trying to save some couches and car. Just hey, even if you got to pile up in one car and leave the other car there.
Bro, I know you've seen it because you're Carolina. How do y'all say it? Carolina? How do y'all say it? Carolinian. And I'm sure you've been. I ride Galveston is an island. And I'm only 20-something miles from Galveston. That's how far south in Houston I am, right? Wow. I would go to Galveston, and I just ride the seawall, man, and that ocean is a remarkable thing. Just to see all of that water, man. All that water. And then what Psalms say, I don't know what Psalms it is, but the Most High was speaking, he said, who commands the water to go so far? And then to go, you know what I'm saying? Man, and I be watching that. And I say to myself, it's so beautiful, but at the same time, man, when Ahia step back, when he step back and let that joker go, man, that what is so beautiful becomes so Oh my God, man! Hey, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
water.
Water
and wind,
like a tornado. Like I mean,
it's like a tornado.
Like if you like the ones that come from truly from the Most High,
right?
Like what you and see, that's the thing. Gentiles, they got all this stuff, all this technology. What can you do with a storm like that? You can't shoot a bullet at it. You can't really. You just gotta let it pass.
Just let it do what it do. And I think out of all of the natural disasters, just in my mind, I think hurricanes is probably the ultimate worst. Tornadoes tear up a lot of stuff, cause a lot of the destruction, but it's quick. It comes, gone, boom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That
hurricane come, man. That joker I've never been in a house. You got people who done rolled them jokers out. I could not imagine being in the house, man, and that much wind and water is wrapping around too.
I just
grade, can't see it.
And I know some people may be watching that can attest, but Hurricane Hugo back in the Carolinas in 1989. I remember waking up at 2:00 in the morning and I seen trees, the top of trees bent, touching the ground. I was like, what? And and Charlotte is inland. That was a couple hours from the coast, but it made it to land and set down. And I mean, it was 130, 135 mile per hour winds. I mean, it was crazy. So, man, we gotta be safe out here, man. And
we do. But like, and again, I'm gonna hit y'all with it. Like Ezra said, he told Ezra, when you see these things, know that this is the Most High visiting the earth. And we are seeing these things because we just had an earthquake. We had 2 or 3 earthquakes in Mexico.
Right. Those
last week or a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
These storms, sure, man. And it seemed like they reach out and touch our northern tribe brothers every year. They don't get a break. Cuba and Puerto Rico, they don't get a break. They go through it.
Yep. Ephraim they go through it, man. They
hit the northern tribe. They hit the northern tribe every year. Seem like, man. So
man.
But with all that being said, let's go to our music break and let's come back in. And Mr. Ayo got some stuff for us, man. Mr. Ayo got some stuff for us.
We're going to talk about it.
Let's get this music break in. This is Agrala, I believe. Yep, Agrala was Truth Without Faith.
All praise to the highest. Brought me so far to go. When I was young, they told me to bet on life. I'ma bet it on black. Looking at life, it's so much bigger than rap. All of my trials and errors when my faith collapsed. Fell down on my knees, Lord, just take me back. In that paddy wagon, could've swore that it was over. Cause I ain't saying nothing, the world is on my shoulders. Look at how many signs, and it's all by design. The daughter reached for the door while she witnessed her daddy dying. Who do you trust? Not a soul, not even love. I got real proof, we was prophets before we was thugs. Even Moses didn't want to be chosen. Didn't feel he was a speaker till he separated the ocean. Lord, you got me in that tunnel vision, living focused. Giving truth to the high mind, hope to the hopeless. Captivity, right in the face. First find truth, but what's truth without faith? 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 My mother was like my sister, my brother was like a son. I couldn't help either one if I was out on the run. Art describes life, ain't nothing about it fun. Situations can't run, deal with it how it come. Daddy made me a man, mama showed me where I was from. God converted my heart, now look what I've become. I've been down so long, anything is up, long as I keep his word. No, I ain't giving up, I'ma live it up till I'm gone. Joy come in the morning, no stress, no sorrow. Even if I couldn't have $1 to borrow, I'ma thank the Lord if I could see tomorrow. Cause I remember days having no money and tripping off of people that own money. Now I'm in that word and I trust him. Getting blessed by people didn't even know us. What's truth without faith? 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 I don't know. What's truth without faith? It's impossible to please. What's truth without faith? What is it? What's truth without faith?
All right, I want to make a correction. I said Agrala. That is Akpada.
Akpada. Man, I like that.
Yeah, that was Akpada. Yeah.
I like that from the Ak.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's like 5 years ago too.
Really?
That's what I like about our music. It's timeless,
man. Yeah, wow.
It's like a green. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna always be good. Exactly. No matter what era you in, it's gonna always be good.
Always get that love and happiness.
Hey, that brother been staying quiet too, man. But hey, we talk about that later. And I'm loving it too. My mom always told me, no news is good news. They ain't heard nothing about Al Green, man. Do your thing.
Him and Smokey Robinson, they stay.
Wait a minute, man. I just got turned on before you started, bro.
Yeah.
I got turned on to this song. I thought it was new, but I saw the date is not new, man. Smokey got a song called Game Banging. Have you heard that joint, man?
No, not.
Oh, man. And whenever you want a good laugh. Whenever you want a good laugh, man, go listen to Game Banging, man. I heard that, man. I sat there and is this for real? I said, it's got to be a joke. Now, I went and found the video. It's not a joke, man. He was serious, man. And my son say, I'm mad because this song is terrible, but he sound good doing it because, Smokey got that.
Smooth. He got that
song. Say, man, Game Banging is terrible, man. I don't know. I told my kids, I said, this is the song that brought the Crips and Bloods together, man. Y'all better recognize
Game. That's Game Banging. I'm going to have to remember by Smokey Robinson.
By Smokey Robinson, man. Yeah. All right, man. So what we got, brother?
Man. For Throw It Around Thursday, I'm sure everybody may have heard in the news by now. If you're not up on this side of the news, we're going to dive into this story that the media is kind of keeping quiet, but just like us in this podcast, you got different podcasts and different journalists that dig deep. So the reports that came out is kind of vague, but today I learned some new information. But everybody in the courtroom today, on the block, we got Mr. Ime Udoka. Now, Ime Udoka, if you haven't heard of that name, he is the head coach of the Boston Celtics. And let me see if I can get there we go. There you go right there. Mr. Ime Udoka. He's a head coach of the Boston Celtics. Now, everybody knows, if you're not familiar with sports, let's catch up real quick. The Boston Celtics, they are tied with the Los Angeles Lakers for the most NBA championships. They have 17. Bill Russell just passed away a while back. He won like 8 championships with them, 4 as a player, another 4 as coach and player. So the Boston Celtics have a deep-rooted history. As sports as a whole, when you 17 championships, when you think about sports and franchises and strong, lasting franchises, you think about the Boston Celtics. So Ime Udoka, man, he just got suspended for 1 year, and we're about to get into it. Why now? As you can see, he's right here with a couple of young players that made it to the loss of the NBA Finals last year. They apparently lost the NBA Finals to the Golden State Warriors. Now, we're going to talk about the Golden State Warriors in just a second. But Mr. Ime Udoka, he is the fiance, as you can see right here, of everybody's queen and princess of acting, Miss Nia Long. They are engaged. And they have I want to say a 5 or 6 year old child together. So what has happened, Mr. Ime Udoka has been suspended for the entire year, this entire upcoming season, for an inappropriate relationship with the staffer. Right now, there were reports when this first dropped that the staffer they were keeping it quiet because the reason he got suspended for a whole year, not just fined in a couple games, but a whole year. And everybody, the NBA season is 82 games, right? With a young team, those guys I just showed in the picture, they're like 26, 27 years old.
And they just came off of making it to the finals.
Like I said, they just came off of making it to the finals and lost to the Golden State Warriors, who is almost like a dynasty. So with the experience, exactly. Draymond Green, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson being back, that's really the only reason they were beaten because. So, I mean, this guy came in, turned the coach around because they had a few rough years, but they was really putting this guy.
Well, they had it rough at the beginning of the season last year as well. They was in the doghouse, so he turned them around mid-season and took them all the way to the finals. So
absolutely,
go ahead.
And so that's why they was really putting this guy up there. He was new off the, hadn't really had a lot of coaching experience. So it was like, man, this guy's, he's engaged in the along. He's popular. He's a good-looking guy. He's gonna make it. We can see the future's bright for this young man. And then this happened. So he got suspended last week, in the beginning of the week. Reports coming out that he had they found text messages. He had an inappropriate relationship with the staffer, and that the staffer was married to one of the execs. Now, what came out today is that's actually not true. So to clarify that up, the lady's name is Kathleen Nemo Taylor, like Nemo, like the fish. Kathleen Nemo Taylor.
Finding Nemo.
Right, Finding Nemo. And we're going to talk about that in a second, too. It's a funny joke that they had going around. And so her husband, his name is Tyler Taylor. Now, he actually is the owner of a PR consulting firm that works for the Celtics. They do a lot of PR, getting sponsorships for the, how you go to a game and you see, Electrolux, Whirlpool, CGI Security, all that stuff. They are the consulting firms that call those companies and say, hey, in a package deal, you will get this advertising, or, and the execs will get box seats and all this for so much money. That's what he do. They got that mixed up with the vice president of operations, Mr. Patrick Taylor.
Okay.
They two different people. They two different men. So Kathleen Taylor is not married to VP of operations for the Celtics.
But Kathleen Taylor does hold a position for the Boston Celtics, though, right? She is the
travel planner.
Right, exactly.
Travel planner. Right. So with her being the travel planner now, she not only handles the traveling for the team, but she handles it for the team's wives, the coaching staff's wives. So from what I understand, she actually had a relationship with Nia. Yeah, because
she had a relationship with Nia as well, right?
Yeah, because what she do is once she, they call the Delta Airlines or wherever they flying, they get, the roster for an NBA team is 15 players. Normally the coaching staff for every position, you got the center, point guard, shooting guard, power forward, small forward. You have about 2 coaches each. So you have 15 players, head coach, and about 9 to 10 on the coaching staff with different trainers and all that. So a plane ride for a whole plane could, they got 82 games home and away. Like you got to do some planning and stuff. And what she also did was with the wives and girlfriends, she would make sure they got their tickets, stuff like when they got to the city, give them restaurants and rental cars and all of that stuff. So like I said, she actually had a relationship with Nia Long. So what ended up happening was that Mr. Tyler Taylor overheard Miss Kathleen Taylor on the Ring doorbell conversation on the phone with him.
Man, I laughed at that when I heard it.
Boy, you cannot make this stuff up, bro. You cannot make this stuff up. Man, we are in 2022, so I guess he called her and whatever, was texting her, hey, can you talk? She went outside and she was just talking away. So the husband heard it.
Picked it up.
The doorbell picked it up. Husband heard it, listened to the conversation. She didn't know anything about it. So what he did, he hired a PI, a private investigation firm, and they went through all the text messages and everything. So what happened, what ultimately got this guy in trouble was the text messages that they found. He was starting to be a little stalkerish because apparently she said, now she kept her job, and y'all could already guess with the name, and she kept the job what ethnicity she is. But we, that's another conversation for another day. Anyway, she kept her job, and she told her husband and the Celtics organization that she tried to cut it off, but he became aggressive. Like, for example, wanting to meet on Saturday night. This is my weekend. You need to meet me. Try to get away from your family. Try to.
So do they have those texts?
They have the text.
Okay, so there is proof that he did become stalkerish.
Yes, and that's why he got suspended for the year. So like I said, this brother and from what I understand, he's been engaged to Nia for like 5 years.
Yeah, they've been engaged 5 years. That's a long time to be engaged.
A long time,
especially with the type of money that they have.
Right. And I guess their child is 5 or 6 years old. But here is the thing that, with Nia Long, actress, I'm sure her field is not hurting, if you know what I mean. She could probably almost get any man she wanted.
Right. Most definitely. Yeah, most definitely.
5 years. This guy just became head coach last year.
Right.
So she's been there, probably encouraging him. Baby, it's going to be all right. You're going to make it. Times are tough, but you're going to get that big gig one day. You're going to become head coach because he was like an assistant coach. He was a videographer, like training, like he was doing all of this stuff.
Right.
So then now to have this come along, and from what I understand, the organization told him that when they called him in, told him because the organization didn't even know. They didn't know anything. They got hit with this.
Right.
And NBA Media Day was yesterday.
Right.
And it's video out there. I watched a little bit today. I don't have a lot of video. I don't have it right now, but these young guys that I just showed you guys, man, trying to answer those questions about that, they were basically like, Lou, we was blindsided.
Mm-hmm.
They was having to act, and now they're having to answer reporters and stuff about this stuff. And like I said, they young black men seeing this happen. They look up to this guy. He's not just a head coach. He's a mentor. Head coaches, they set curfews and say, oh, we in the city, go to a party. You can go to a party if we win tomorrow night. Stuff like that.
I'm laughing, yo, but this dude wild, man, because what he did, I'm trying to say my words right, man.
So you're trying to choose your words carefully?
I'm trying to tell you, I'm literally trying to choose my words here, man.
I know
what this brother did, man. This brother here flipped the script.
Yeah.
He flipped the script, man. Look.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, man, come on, help me now. This brother, you the one became stalkerish. This don't make any sense to me.
Yep.
You engaged to Nia Long.
Yep.
You dig what I'm saying? You engaged to Nia. You became stalkerish. Normally, the man have to worry about the woman becoming stalkerish.
Right.
They the ones that become clingy. They the ones that will put stuff in jeopardy. But dude, I can't. I don't know. I'm like real. I'm literally sitting here right now as a man trying to get this in my mind as to what caused this dude to act like that. Look, man, you got a whole family at the house. You did what I'm saying?
A whole family.
A whole family at the house, and you putting your career in jeopardy. It's like, dude, you not thinking as a man right now. And I know it's a lot of women. This is why we talked about, bringing a woman on the show. You know what I'm saying? So we can have a whole nother perspective.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
But dude, you operate not emotions, man. We're not supposed to operate like that.
And that's I talk about that we talk about that all the time. A male making a decision out of emotion. And that's why I wanted to cover this story, because coming into the truth, man, there's a lot of stuff we don't condone and do now, but even before the truth, you had morals.
You had morals, exactly.
Even though you didn't know the standard, and then the Most High woke you up and you like, man, I was nowhere close. But even then, you had a moral, to the point to where it's like a lot of times we have relationships out there, and you may say, the man or the woman may say, "Oh, we're just gonna do this. We ain't gonna make it official. We're just gonna be friends with benefits." I'll say it. But at some point, somebody gonna catch feelings.
Somebody gonna catch feelings.
Somebody, 9 times out of 10, either both of you or somebody gonna catch feelings and want it to go further.
More, exactly.
More. So in this case, because when I first heard this, I'm like, okay, he's a black man.
Right.
You can see that. I said, suspended for a year. I was like, that was a little extreme. But
that's
then, we both talked about it. But then as I started researching, I was like, okay, now
he did it to himself.
Because
in our reality, Boston probably would have we'd have probably heard nothing about this.
Nothing about this. And that's what I was that's the segue into, folks always say, oh, why y'all always got to bring the race in it? It's because race is what this country was built on. I mean, that's just the truth.
That's the fiber of the country.
That's the fiber of the country. So my question is to the audience, to everybody, to you here. If he would have been a white dude, Steve Kerr, for the Golden State Warriors, any of these, Patrick Clifford for the Charlotte Hornets, any of these coaches, do you think, given the same scenario, would have been a year?
No.
Okay. I say he would have been fined. I would say 10 games, 8 to 10 games, and they would have fined him. He'd have paid $1 million or whatever, and they would have swept it under the rug. I think that the Celtics were shocked when they heard this. Now, once again, she still kept her job. Okay. And her husband, he is still, he got the PR firm for the Celtics.
Right.
But it ain't like they said, okay, we sitting everybody down. Like, I know both of y'all got families. We don't care.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? And exactly. I mean, everybody should be punished, right?
That's the question I had.
Everybody should be. So the question I got is, you just asked the question. Mm-hmm. Whatever happened to Chad Wheeler?
Oh man.
Something way more egregious than what this brother here did.
And this is
whatever happened to Chad Wheeler.
Nothing. You don't even hear about that. And if everybody,
you don't even hear his name. Whatever. How many people know that Ben Roethlisberger is a serial rapist?
Bruh. The Pittsburgh Steelers had the evidence. They had just won the Super Bowl.
They just won the Super Bowl. Come on now. So this is to answer your question, man. So I'm not just gonna say no and not give you no evidence, right? Because it's easy for there you go. You know what I'm saying? You only saying that because you black. No, I'm saying that because of what history done shown.
Come on, that's exactly. Thank you for saying it. What has history shown us?
I'm showing you what history has shown. Those are just two problems. What about those kids? What about those white kids that went to that Ivy League school that raped that girl in the alley and drug her raped body behind a trash can, and they gave them boys probation. But this man, like I said, now with him and I'm not condoning what he do. Let me first say that. You know what I'm saying? I am not condoning what this brother did.
But to me, that's him, and the organization could have been like, look, you need to go work that out with your fiance. And from what, like I said before, from what I understand, they did give him, before it hit the news, they was like, look, you need to go talk to your fiance.
Because it's gonna come out.
Because it's gonna come out.
Because it's gonna come out.
And
I don't know what's wrong with these brothers. Keep messing with these white girls anyway.
I don't know. And he is in hiding. They can't find him.
Wouldn't you be? I would be too. I ain't gonna lie to say that.
Yeah, Nia kicked him out. He's not in Boston. He is somewhere because that's the questions reporters are gonna be like, brother, is something wrong with your eyes or something? Like, what's going on?
But it's like you say, we have absolutely no idea what type of a person Nia is. Right. None whatsoever. Right. And I'm not even fit to sit here and try to, guess what type of person she is. But she couldn't have been too bad because you've been with her 5 years.
5 years. Gotta check.
And you got a 6-year-old child. So she couldn't have been too bad. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
Look, man. if you want to do stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not condoning it, but man, if you want to do stuff like that, dude, you've got to have better sense, man, to put your entire career in jeopardy.
Entire career.
I ain't even talking about Nia right now. You know what I'm saying now?
Right.
That's you and Nia, but dude, you out here fooling so hard, tripping so hard. You don't put your whole career. It's a handful of us in that position to begin with.
Right. That's my thank you, brother. Thank you for bringing it out, bro.
It ain't no woman in the world.
Listen to this.
That should be that important that you willing to give it all up for, man. And she married. You would never be able to have her.
Right. You got a woman engaged, got a child, and then you engaged or with an inappropriate relationship with a married woman that's on the staff that you work with, that your fiance has to deal with, that her husband also deals with the team. You're not just a staffer, you're the head coach.
Right.
Now check these stats out. You're the head coach. There are 30 NBA teams, 14 black head coaches. Now everybody know 30 NBA teams, 75 to 80% of the league is us.
Come.
So we're the majority of the league, but the minority as far as head coaches. Now that was just last year coming into this year. Before that, there was only like 6 or 7 head coaches. There are Michael Jordan. Listen to this, y'all. Michael Jordan is the only majority owner in the NBA. He is owner.
Make that make sense, man.
Make that make sense.
Make that make sense.
The previous owner to the Charlotte Hornets was Bob Johnson, formerly of BET, when they were the Charlotte Bobcats. Michael Jordan became the majority owner and purchased the Charlotte Bobcats, turned it back to the Charlotte Hornets in 2011.
Right.
And so, like you just said, we filled the plantation as far as jumping and hooping, but far as ownership and far as head coaches, we're the minority. And then you have something like this.
You and I know, and everybody that watches this show know that we're better than this. But when you go and do something like this here, all you doing is feeding into the narrative of what other nations say about us to begin with.
There you go.
You feed into that narrative. See, this is why. See, the other 29 owners in the NBA are not only white, but they white Jews. Go look it up. How Michael Jordan climbed up in there, bro? I have absolutely no idea. Michael Jordan doing something. Michael Jordan doing something.
He the only one, bro. He doing owner.
Right, but say that's a whole nother conversation somewhere else. Absolutely. But I can see all of them right now saying, and they would say it proudly. When we tried to give you a chance,
this is what you do.
This is what you did.
And now, how can we have your back, Ime? How can we come to you to rescue? But like, nah.
And the thing it is with us as black people, Ayo, is that it's never just him. When he do something, it's always them. You see what I'm saying? So now his problem has become our problem, and we ain't got nothing to do with it, man.
Come on, bro.
We ain't got. And I love what you said before we got on air when you were saying, bring that picture back up with him and
that's Marcus Smart.
Yeah, Marcus Smart. Yeah. That's a Dallas boy too.
Yeah,
Marcus. Want to throw that out there.
Marcus Smart and Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Now these guys are 25, 26 years old. And now you finally got one of us in there that's mentored. Like I said,
he got to be a good people's person, because of how he turned that team around. Because coaching in the NBA is not about X's and O's. Coaching in the NBA is how you can manage your people, exactly. You dig what I'm saying? How you can relate to them, right?
Right.
And look at how Marcus Smart looking at this brother, man. Look at he is on every word of what this brother is saying right now.
Right. And that's the reason I wanted to bring this out today, because that's the more what we need to understand is that, in our communities, when we have this as a mentor, like you said, at the beginning of last year, people were laughing at him. They was a laughing stock of the league. Then all of a sudden, something he said, it may have been right here in this moment. Something he said in the locker room, something he said clicked, and they made it to the finals. And they had the Warriors beat a couple games. And you talking about Steph Curry that's already got 3 championships. Draymond Green, they got experience. And I seen the look in their eyes in a couple games. They were on the ropes. And these boys are young. So now, like I said, going from that to, you should have seen, man, go back and y'all just go to YouTube and type in Celtics Media Day. The look in these young guys' eyes.
It's devastating.
Devastating.
Yeah, devastated, man. Yeah.
You can tell they're devastated. So, I really throw up a prayer for, especially, Nia and Ime. I hope that they can find the Most High in this. These young guys, I hope they can find peace and solace, because a lot of times this is all it takes for somebody young like that, and they be messed up.
Yeah.
So I'm interested. I'm interested to see what kind of year they have. Because like I said,
I know, right? He gone for the whole year. But I'm gonna tell you this, man. As an owner of the team, if I was the owner of Boston, and I'm just putting my opinion out there, Charmaine Peter said it sounded like a narcissist behavior. He got the big head. I could agree with that, man, because I know something about us when we get a little bit of power.
Man, we just
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we don't know how to hold it. But as an owner of the team, it would hurt me, but I would have to remove them. Because of the relationship, I feel like that you have torn with the players. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's almost like, you remember Love and Basketball?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Love and Basketball. What was
Omar Epps?
What was Omar Epps' character name? But his daddy though, man, he thought his daddy was the world.
Right. Yeah.
He thought his dad, come to find out that his daddy had outside relationships, and not only that, he was paying child support, and that crushed that kid. You know what I'm saying? The thing about sports and coaches is, and you've seen this a lot of times, and you done played on a whole nother level than I ever have, is that when the coach lose the players, it don't matter how good of a coach you are. It don't matter how great of a motivator you are. It don't matter. It don't matter when the coach lose the players lay it down.
That's it.
And so, from an executive point of view, even if that was my boy, even if me and you, it's like me and you, I'm the owner, you was coaching my team. We down like 4 flat tires. I'd be like, yo, I'm sorry, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to move in a different direction.
Right. And I believe, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Con.
Right. That's it.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, brother. And I think that's ultimately where they will go. I believe they will end up letting him go. I mean, it's sad to say, I don't think they'll bring him back. I mean, suspended for a year after this.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's going to be tough.
I just hope it don't damage his career.
I hope it don't either.
Permanently. Because he's a darn good coach. That's a talent that needs to be coaching.
Yep.
I just don't see him at the bottom. And then, like, this is something that I tell my kids. It's not the mistake. It's what you learn from the mistake.
Right.
He a grown man, and him and Neil Long never get back together. That brother going to be all right. Nia Long is gonna be all right.
Be
you know
okay.
what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't even looking at it from a relationship point of view, right? Like everybody else is. How could he do this to Nia Long? Because he a grown man. That's how he could.
He made a decision.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, he a grown man. He made grown man decisions. You know.
Exactly.
So you know that's what I'm looking at. I'm hoping that he has learned from this mistake that he has made. And if he is a narcissist, you need to understand and say them white people will humble you, boy.
Humble you.
Them white people will humble you.
Bro, he learning that right now. They joker hiding. They don't know where he at. He in hiding. He know because he know TMZ, everybody.
That brother got a flip phone somewhere. That brother got a flip with some suntan lotion on the bottom of his feet. With him up in there.
With a walkie-talkie. Come in, copy that. I'm on laying on the beach. I ain't going nowhere right now.
Yeah.
You better be in hiding. And look, this is another reason why he had to, bruh. Everybody know the history of Boston.
I wanted to bring that out. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Everybody knows the racist history of Boston, man.
Yeah.
You know how many riots back in the day that they do not.
I wanted to bring that out.
Not want to talk about how many Europeans came from Europe and they were persuaded that we were trying to take their jobs.
Because it was the Irish. It was the Irish. Because the Irish are the niggas, the white people.
Yes. And they had us button heads, and there was so many riots in Boston and so many killings and all this stuff. You already, there's a rich history of hatred.
Right.
Of us.
Right. And I'm pretty sure that this brother here had become loved in Boston.
Absolutely.
Because and I'm pretty sure that they was looking to see a great body of work from him.
Yes.
And the second thing that I wanted to make too is that white girl doing white girl stuff, man. You know, how many times have we seen it, you know, that I tried to pull out. You know what I'm saying? When did you try to pull out? Right. This could be another reason as to why he was acting the way he was acting. Because, hey, before all of this came out, let's just say the day before, we on the phone doing good, talking good. Now, husband done found out about it that night, done confronted you. Now, all of a sudden, you want to pull out. I'm not understanding why you want to pull up out of this thing. Everything was fine. So now... You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, so now you want to pull out. I'm not understanding, right? That's where that's where a man's ego come in. That ain't even off emotions. That's an ego thing now. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, yeah, man. But we got another one we want to talk about too, though, right?
Yeah, man. Now, this one is a doozy.
This is a sports night tonight.
Sports night tonight. Now, this story has gained a lot of traction, and the reason I wanted to touch on this is because the guy you're seeing right here is Mr. Brett Favre. Now, Brett Favre was pretty much the leader of the Green Bay Packers for 16 years, from 1992 to 2007. He was drafted second round, 33rd pick by the Atlanta Falcons in 1991. Then he got traded to the Green Bay Packers.
He never played it down for Atlanta, did he?
Nope. They even looked. I remember on Monday Night Football, you know, his last name is Favre, as you can see. It's spelled Favre. Al Michaels and Howard Cosell, they were laughing at him on Monday night when he was on the sideline and said they spelled his name wrong. They thought it was supposed to be Farve.
Right,
they were laughing and picking at him. I'll never forget that. I was probably like in the seventh, 8th grade. But anyway, he played. He's now in the Hall of Fame. He got enlisted into the Hall of Fame in 2016. Green Bay Packers, 16 years, 1992 to 2007. He had a great game, Hall of Fame game on Monday night when his father had passed the day before. And he passed for like 450 yards and like 5 touchdowns. He just went crazy that Monday night. And it was a big old story about it. And
when they playing Minnesota, I want to say they were playing Minnesota.
They were playing Minnesota. Yes, on Monday night. It's so vivid. He then left and went in 2008, he went to the New York Jets, and there was a sexting scandal. If everybody could remember, Jen Sturger and the cheerleader. Yes, he sent some appropriate pictures. I'm sure we can all to her, and that was a big old scandal.
And they wiped that up under the cover, though.
They heard about it a little bit, and they wiped it under the cover.
And I just want to mention this here too. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
First ballot.
He a first ballot Hall of Famer. Look how long it took them boys to get Drew Pearson in there. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't even have nothing. You know, look how long it took them to get how long it took. It took them a minute to get LT wasn't no first ballot, was it?
LT was not a first ballot because they took the drugs and the cocaine and the wild lifestyle. They held that on him.
I want to say Michael Irvin as well. I'm not sure. He wasn't a first ballot. And these are first ballot caliber players is what I'm saying. Right. So, hey, racism goes with everything. Go ahead, brother. I ain't mean to talk. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Bring it out. But that's what, because part of that is why we're talking now. Because now, if you could read the headline, text messages show Brett Favre, Golden Boy, first ballot Hall of Famer. Wiped everything he done. They didn't wipe it under the rug. Sought welfare money, guys, for a football and a volleyball facility.
He wanted it.
Now you understand, like, bro, make that make sense. So this guy, he graduated from Southern Mississippi. He was born and raised in Mississippi. His daughter, the article that you guys are looking at is from NPR. This article talks about how his daughter started going to University of Southern Miss, his alma mater, in 2017. So Brett Favre, the millionaire he is, instead of putting up money and raising it on his own, he goes and texts the governor, Republican Phil Bryant, at the time, to say, hey, I want to build a indoor practice facility for the University of Southern Miss volleyball. And Phil Bryant told him, bruh, federal money for children and low-income adults is tightly controlled, and improper use could result in violation of federal law.
That's what he said.
He
also said, I'm too old to go to prison.
He said, I'm too old to go to prison.
That's what he said. He said, I'm too old to go to prison.
Right. And his
Brett kept pushing.
But Brett Favre kept pushing. He kept saying, like, we got to do this. So in court documents filed Friday by Bryant's lawyers, which seek to show the governor was willing to help Favre raise private money for the volleyball facility starting in 2017, says he was unaware more than 2 years that the welfare money was going to the project. So somehow, Brett Favre, Golden Boy, Brett Favre, was able to get over $1 million from Mississippi welfare to build this volleyball facility. Now, says Favre's daughter started playing volleyball at the university in 2017. The new court papers said Bryant first learned Favre was trying to raise money for a volleyball arena in April of 2017 when Favre texted the governor and said he and his wife, Deanna, were building the facility. He says, I need your influence somehow to get donations and or sponsorships. Favre texted, at the time, Governor Phil Bryant. He said, obviously, Southern Mississippi University has no money, so I'm hustling to get it raised. Now, these are court documents that he used. These are true text. This is not alleged. This is substantial evidence. It said the document said Bryant replied a few hours later and said, of course, I'm all in on the volleyball facility. One thing I know how to do is raise money. Then it says in July 2017, Brett Favre texted Phil Bryant about the volleyball facility again, asking if we can find a contractor that would say, hey, rather than give you money, I'll build it for free. He said, maybe you know someone. Bryant replied, said, I'm all over it. Now, let's start right there. I know y'all may be like, well, who would build it for free? Don't y'all know this is what they do? Don't y'all, when you're looking at football on Saturday morning, college football, and y'all see them statues standing outside, you know they have a plaque of names, that are on there that either raised money or gave money or helped build a facility.
That's right. That's right.
If you did it for free, your name is etched in stone forever.
Yep.
So you don't think your families, the grandchildren or children will either be able to go to that university and have notoriety? They pretty much become famous.
Right.
So a lot of contractors, just to get their name and make money off of other projects, they'll do it for free because he Brett Favre. They be like,
that's called advertisement.
Come on, man.
It's just like AT&T Stadium. AT&T is paying Jerry Jones to put their name on the building. So think about what AT&T is getting back.
Come on, man.
That's like free, right? I mean, it's not free, but it's like you know what I'm saying. So it's the same thing, man. So, but you know what get me in all of this, man, is that there is one text message that Brett Favre sent that I haven't heard nobody say anymore, where he asked them, "Do you think that this year would get to the media?" So that right there let me know that he knew exactly what he was doing.
That's the smoking gun. That's the smoking gun right there.
He said, "Do you think that this would get back to the media?"
Right.
So I laugh at criminals that
man.
they go do something crazy, like rob somebody, right? And then when they get caught, they crying.
They crying. And this is what's happening right now. He crying.
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
he crying.
You know what I'm saying? If you was bad enough to do the crime,
you gotta do. Come on, man.
It's your time, man.
And you hear the governor was like, "Man, I'm too old to be going to prison.
I'm too old to be going to prison." You see what I'm saying?
And now Phil Bryant is no longer the governor of Mississippi. So guess this, y'all. This is 27. Y'all, this is 5 years ago.
Right.
And they're just not starting to bring this out
with this.
Come on, man. Like
exactly.
And this is what we're talking about. The reason bringing this out is because it shows that if that was one of us, or if that was, Michael Irvin, Bruce Smith, one of the
man, they wouldn't even been talking about the hurricane right now. You know what I'm saying? They'd have still been, hey man, the news would be, I'm talking about regular news would have been like ESPN. They'd have been reporting how to, and especially on ABC. I don't know what y'all ABC like here down there, but say, man, if that had been a brother, Michael Irvin or Chris Carter or, you know what I'm saying, something like that, say, man, they would be shredding that brother apart. But this is what I want to deal with this.
Go ahead, bro.
I want to deal with character.
Character. There you go. There you go.
I want to deal with everybody know Brett Favre, man.
Everybody know Brett Favre.
Everybody know, but even if you don't watch football, you have heard of Brett Favre, man.
Right.
And all we know is Brett Favre pretty much in the green and the gold, green and yellow. You know what I'm saying?
Lambeau Leap.
Right? Brett Favre, right? Gunslinger. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. He wasn't all that great of a quarterback to me to begin with. He was a gunslinger.
Yeah.
He was a gunslinger. But if you go look at his quarterback, the INTs, you know what I'm saying? It don't it don't really match up. He just wasn't afraid, right? And he always had great receivers that would go and catch a lot of that garbage that he throw up there, like Eli Manning. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just like Eli Manning. Right. But that's sports talk right there, right? But what I'm saying, his character.
Character, man.
He is who he is.
He is who he is. He's always
been like this.
They just swept it under the rug. But
he know where that money was supposed to go, the families that it was supposed to help. So you would rather build a facility for football and volleyball than have people to be able to eat and feed their families.
Poor families. Families that live in
Mississippi is the poorest state in the nation.
It's the poorest state in the nation. Mississippi is the poorest state in the nation. And this guy is Brett Favre probably made over 125 million throughout his career. He got the money. He could have built that facility himself.
He doing a daggum copper tone commercial right now that's running on TV. So he getting residuals from that.
He getting all of that, man. And this is the thing that I'm talking about. Everybody see Reggie Bush on the Wendy's commercials, right? Reggie Bush played for USC back in the day. They he is now in the news about wanting his Heisman Trophy back, guys. They immediately, once they found out that in 2005, when they found out his agent had been giving his parents money and bought him a house in Southern Cal so he can come to the University of Southern California, they even vacated the championship that they won and took his Heisman immediately. They didn't waste no time. So now, Brett Favre, you on the block, bro. It's time to get that Hall of Fame trophy up, man.
Yeah.
Bro. Do you know how serious this is, y'all? You taking money out of poor people's mouths in the house.
I hear what you're saying, man. And I don't necessarily agree with that, Ayo, but I'm gonna tell you why.
Take it away.
I'm gonna tell you why. Whatever you do off field, and I don't agree with them taking that boy's Heisman from him either.
Right.
At all.
Right.
Because whatever you do off field does not have nothing to do with what you did on field.
I feel you
on the field. Even though he wasn't that great of a quarterback to me, right? Mm-hmm. That brother still was. Brett Favre still a Hall of Fame quarterback, man.
He a Hall of Fame.
Maybe not a first ballot.
Right.
They probably rushed it in there, but he was still a Hall of Fame quarterback. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's just where I'm just playing devil advocate. That's why it upset me when it take them so long to put we know a Hall of Famers in because of stuff that they did off the field. They got nothing to do with in between them gridiron lines, man.
Right. Now, here's my rebuttal to that is, I feel you on that, but the Hall of Fame candidacy, they love to make it about character.
They do.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, okay, you can't pick and choose when it's time for Warren Sapp. Oh, what about Warren Sapp?
Come on, I forgot about him. Yeah.
He lost his money in gambling. He sold his Tampa Bay championship ring.
Right.
That's why he's not on the ballot yet.
Right.
He just got in from that.
Right.
Y'all talk about the lifestyle that Deion Sanders lived.
Right.
He got in a few years ago. He wasn't the first. So either you're going to keep it on the field.
Right. I'm with you 100 on that.
Or like I said, the different ones that be on Stephen A. Smith.
I'm 100 with that. So let me clear this up. I ain't saying that he shouldn't give it back. I'm saying I don't agree with it because I agree with what you're saying. Y'all need to be fair about this thing. How you gonna do it? Is it gonna be about character or not? I don't think that it should be about character.
I don't think it should be either. It shouldn't be. It should be like you said.
You know what I'm saying? But y'all making it. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to us as black players, you making it about character.
There you go.
Because I can guarantee you Ben Roethlisberger going to be a third round ballot. I'll put money on it right now.
Yeah.
4 years, he going to have him a yellow jacket.
Yep, he will. And they'll make it about the 2 Super Bowls he won. And his touchdown ratio opposed to interceptions. They won't make it about the alleged rape that's substantiated.
And you ain't heard nothing from the young ladies no more.
They paid her off.
They done paid her off.
They arranged that. That dude got married a couple months after
they married that dude off and cleaned up his image.
Cleaned his image up. but Chris Carter, they caught him drinking and still flame him for drinking.
Come on now. Look at what they doing to your boy Michael Vick.
Oh, we thank you, bro. That's see what I'm saying. Now they will Michael Vick numbers.
Dogs, man. Them folks don't care about no dogs like that. They mad because he was making money.
He was making money, and
they couldn't tax it.
They couldn't tax it. That I said that soon when they arrested him. I was like, it ain't about them dogs. Now to my dog owners, man. I love dogs. Don't get we're just saying that was about. He was making cash money and the government could not tax it. So they was like, we got to go to jail. We got to make an example out of you.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly what it was, man. So,
yeah, man. Hey, heavy stuff.
All of this shit, man. The whole show tonight was about character, man. And bad judgment. But when it comes to Brett Favre knew exactly what he was doing, man. He knew what... the way that brother there was trying to get that money, he didn't care where that money come from.
He didn't care.
He didn't care where that money come from. He took He'd have took that money from a dadgum cartel if they had to offer it
Right.
to him, man. He did not care where that money come from, man.
Right.
So
now
yeah.
I will add that before we go, he the guy that gave him the funds that work for human services, he is now agreed to testify.
So do you think that there's going to be some kind of criminal charges come up? Because in the article that we both have, it says that right now, Brett Favre is not being, and I think that there should be.
I think there should be.
Because it's federal money.
Yeah.
There should be an indictment, and there should be some criminal charges come up, man.
What?
And that's the thing too when it comes to us as black people. We don't always, at least I don't in a way, I don't always, and I'm gonna speak for myself, I can't speak for everybody. I don't always be looking for a conviction. I just want to see the due process.
Due process.
When it comes to police killing our people on the street, man, at done right, I want to see them locked up for it. Right. But at least make me feel like you doing the right thing. Let's see some indictments. Let's see some jury. Let's see some court proceedings. You know what I'm saying? Go through the due process. Y'all don't even go through the due process. Like the young man that I want us to talk about when we come back next week in North Texas that got shot by the cop.
Oh, man. And the cop got off, man.
And the cop just get off. No indictment. No jail time. No trial. No nothing.
Yes. And Miss Charmaine Peters, you're right. I think now supposedly, and I want to say this, he's apparently paid some of the money back, but he hasn't paid the interest. Once again, now if that was me or you or one, bruh, they would make sure we get locked up until that is paid.
Say, man, they just took more money from R. Kelly and he been locked up for. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. That's like
they put O.J. Simpson in jail for robbing his own stuff, for getting his own stuff back. His own.
And here it is, 5 years later. This man still owe money. It's even worse. He acknowledged he pays some of it back. That's acknowledging the crime.
Right. Gun.
Man,
man. It's crazy out there, man. Look here, man. I told y'all one time before, I don't trust no Negro to say racism don't exist in this country. I don't trust you. I done stop talking to you. Them words ever come out your mouth. I ain't even dealing with you no more.
Ever come out your mouth.
Them words ever come out your mouth. I ain't dealing with you no more. Because every day we are seeing pictures and more pictures of racism in this country, man. You did an excellent job, man. I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, man. I hope everybody was able to grab what we were trying to bring out. Like you said, it was about the character. Is the character question as we leave tonight, and y'all could ponder on this as we come back next week. Think on this. Is the character judge the same? Come on, we know the answer. You know what I'm saying? And that was what I wanted to bring out is you have one situation that looks like it should be settled with the husband and the wife or the boyfriend and girlfriend.
Right.
But then you got another that the word talks about our poor people, our impoverished people.
Yeah.
And then you got a rich man where James 5 talks about the rust, moth-eaten riches that you store up. And then you got riches. And then you're going to so yeah, man.
I don't know why he just didn't call Michael Jordan, man. Michael Jordan probably could have chunked him a few millions to get that done, man. He invested in them private prisons. He making money off of us getting locked up. So hey, if you don't care about the poor folks, I don't care about them either. You know what I'm saying? So what you need, Brett? I got you. What you need, Brett? I got you, man.
You ain't got to take out no loan, nothing.
None of that. You know what I'm saying? I got you. And as arrogant as Michael Jordan is, just make sure you let him know that I did that for you. You know, that's Jordan. You know, make sure let him know I did that for you.
Make sure you let everybody know I did it for you, man. Boy,
yes, indeed, man. We like to thank everybody that stuck with us tonight on this Throw Around Thursday.
Yeah, man.
We were supposed to have a guest in tonight. I meant to mention that earlier in the show. I forgot. King 7 is his name, about a ATL. Most High bless and say the same. We're going to get that brother on the show soon. Time did not allow us to do it for tonight. I have talked to the brother, man. Real solid brother. Can't wait to get him on the show. Yep. Yeah, can't wait to get him on the show. I want to give a shout out to Sister Delta as well. Never want to do a show without giving a shout out to Sister Delta. Sister Delta and the Light Hebrew Magazine. Girl, you doing your thing over there. We love you over here at Truth Be Told Flex Podcast. Last week when we got off the air, man, I want to give a shout out to Monologue God as well. And thank that brother for his presence. We're going to get that brother back. We got to get a few names in, but we got to get that brother back, man.
We had a great time. He was actually the first guest on our first Throw It Around Thursday.
Oh, on our first Throw It Around Thursday. Exactly. When we got off, when we aired off last week, as I was packing up to get ready to get out of the office, I got a hit. Him and his wife was on. They had their show. Yeah, they had their show on. And so I sat there and I watched the last of it, man. It was really, really great, man. Him and his wife doing their thing over there. So I want to give a shout out to Monologue, my God, and the work that he's doing over there as well. Absolutely, there's a lot of work that's being done in Israel, man. We're waking people up. And we, you know what I'm saying? That people are starting to recognize and understand that we are. I'm going to end with this. I did a job at a lady's house. She had to been about 70-some years old. And you know, when you in that generation, right, you set in your ways. When you a Christian, and can't nobody come and tell you anything about your Jesus. You know, I got Jesus everywhere with me. Right. Man, I'm in this lady's house, man, doing work, and we just talking and we just laughing, you know what I'm saying? And she say, I know for a fact that we the chosen. And when she said, and she a Christian now, don't get me wrong. This is a Christian. Because when I got there, I said, oh, Lord. She had her computer all loud, listened to T.D. Jakes, Woman Thou Art Loose. I was like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you already knew walking in there. You like,
please don't ask me if I'm a Christian, because I don't be lying to these folks. You know what I'm saying? No. Don't ask me that, man. But we got to talking, right? And we was talking about politics and this nation and the treatment towards us as black people, man. This lady said, I know for a fact that we the chosen people. And I said, really? I said, you know, she said, yes. I said, man, look, I said, it's without a doubt we the people of the book. She said, oh, baby, you ain't got to tell me that. Look, when you seeing that generation starting to get it, you know the Ruach of the Most High is moving, man. You know the Ruach of the Most High is moving.
There is visitations in the land.
Come.
I'm glad to hear that, man. That seed once, man, that's awesome.
And you know what, man? This the type of cat I am, because I know that generation fragile too. Just by her knowing, man, if I was like her nephew or grandson or something like that there, man, I'd drop her little real small nuggets. I wouldn't be over there with my Bible all in her face trying to get her up out of Jesus. I'd be dropping her just little small nuggets just to make her have something to think about at night when she go to bed. And one day that Ruach, boom. She like, man, I ain't listen to no T.D. Jakes no more.
No.
Turn him off. Turn him off in there.
Turn that devil off.
Him, Creflo, Joel Osteen. I don't want to hear
just little small nuggets. You know, you just got to be patient, man. Just patient. Little small nuggets.
And that's good. You use wisdom. That's wisdom, man. You got to maturity and experience and wisdom, man. We got to. You're right, brother. That's all praise for that, man.
Yeah, man. So with that being said, Shaka Boom, we love you, sister. You be up in this thing. And man, I noticed for the first time tonight, your family be here, right? This is the house of Yahoo.
Yeah, hey, better be.
Already. I love it, man. I love it. Yeah. So with that being said, though, we will see you guys next week.
Yeah.
We will be back on the grind.
Back on the grind, coming at you with.
We'll be back. You'll hear that news ticker.
You hear them paper slam.
You hear them paper slam. Exactly. Brother, but say everybody have a great weekend. Everybody have a great Friday. Yeah. And for those who, you know, saying, who know whatever about the new moon, happy new month. We just had one last month. Today is due day 2. I want to say I lost my month count, but I want to say this is month 6. I'm gonna go back and look. I know for sure next week when we come back. But with that being said, Shalom, everybody. We love you here at Truth Be Told Flex Podcast. Where the outro at? There it is.
It's all unraveling. It's all unraveling. Listen, man, in case you didn't know, no. It's almost getting close. In case you didn't know.
This has been real. We would like to thank you, and we will see you at this same time next week.
Only the ones with no faith that take the vaccines. Step to me with it, I'ma make your back lean. We at the end, new Sodom and Gomorrah. Christ about to come and mop the floor up. Walking up in Louis V with your mask on. Check the me's, man, they about to get their blast on. Prophecy, interpretation, Isaiah 55:11, so it ain't no faking. Crack your dough, it's getting close. I'm here to tell you, just in case you didn't know. Listen, man, in case you didn't know, no. It's almost getting close. In case you didn't know, no. It's almost